Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I kind of wanted to talk about the Moterm pocket planner with 30mm rings, because I think that there are not enough people discussing the true facts of putting 30mm rings inside this planner. So I watched, excuse me, so I watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and that's just about as many as you can find with 30mm rings. I watched a couple, and the chick was advertising the fact that she had Pocket Plus inserts in there. She took those out. She showed what they looked like with the Pocket Plus inserts, and then she showed what they looked like with regular inserts with the 30mm rings. Each time she did it, she definitely got some hangover, but she showed it closing. So closing as in closing comfortable, like that. And this is how much hangover you're going to get. So if you are looking to switch to 30mm rings in your Moterm planner, if you're looking to purchase a Moterm because of this, this is how much hangover you're going to get. Also, she had about this many inserts in here with not much in the pockets. So of course, her planner is going to close for sure. For someone, and I'm trying to be very much realistic, because if you are someone who has so much stuff to carry in your wallet, you have your, well, I live overseas. We live in a different country. So I have to carry my passport on me. It is a form of identification for me. I like to carry the full year because I never know when I might have to jot something down. I like to have notes in here because I never know when I have to jot something down. I like to use a daily format because, again, I might have a schedule. I might be following a schedule or following a list. And again, I just like to have everything on me, relatively available. Those of you who've been watching me, you know I've used my personal rings, which is this, and I've used this religiously, and this also has a wallet mechanism in the back, but this is very large and very heavy, and it's not, feasible all the time. It's not comfortable to carry it. So I've kind of moved into an A5, which is not as wide or not as bulky as this, so to speak. So I moved into an A5, and because I've done that, I now need somewhere to house my wallet stuff, my on-the-go stuff. Yes, I can bring my A5, it fits in my bag comfortably, but who wants to pull out an A5 notebook when they're at their cash register or when they need to jot something down really quick? It's annoying. So I wanted to put everything in here, and the reason I bought the 30mm rings was so that I could have everything in here, because I tried that with this and it was a very, very tight close. And I've been doing that for a while in my Filofax planners, and it's annoying having your pages turned together like this and you having to do that, and then it just doesn't turn. So this is what it looks like, but very minimal in here. That's not including daily pages. And I mean, yes, you could essentially do this and then put, like, a couple pages of this, a couple pages of that. But then what's the point of having 30mm rings if you can't chunkify it? That's the whole point. We have 30mm rings in our pockets. That's the whole reason why the chunky planner was created, is because we wanted to put more in it. So the fact that you can't do that in a Moterm just means that you have to do what you can with these little bitty rings, so to speak. So this is what I've done, and I'm going to show you what this looks like with everything that I've had in it. So these are all of the inserts that I had. I have a lot of sticky notes because I'm a sticky note addict. I use them religiously. I stick them all over places. I have all of the Filofax weekly inserts, the original Moterm daily inserts, and then a lot of note pages like I mentioned. And then this is how much you would have. This is how much that will comfortably fit in these 30 millimeter rings, right? And this is how much you typically see in other people's 30 millimeter rings. When you do that, because the strap isn't long enough and because these inserts overhang, you can't close this. There's no way in hell you could close it. If you took out some of this, you still wouldn't be able to close it. So I just want to reiterate that when you see these videos of people saying, oh yeah, you'll do this and you'll do that and you'll be able to close it, no problem. They're not realistically speaking for someone who might want to carry their whole year, might have a couple of cards in here, might have stuff in the back pocket. So they're not speaking of those type of people. They're speaking for someone who's very minimalist, who will probably carry this much, if not more or less, this much, and they don't really keep any things in a pocket. Those are the people that they're referring to. They're not referring to someone who has coins in here and they have their whole entire life in here, like their year and notes, and then they have like their ID cards and other important cards and passports. They're not talking to us. Again, like I mentioned, I like to keep everything together. This is essentially like a main planner for me, a second main planner, because it's on the go and everything's there, from phone numbers to notes to everything. So what I've done is, because I had someone on Instagram who wanted to know what I decided to do what I did once I got this and it didn't close, is this is what I did. It doesn't bother me that this doesn't close, okay? It doesn't bother me. This is an easy fix. Let me tell you why this is an easy fix. Elastic. And this is a really, really tight elastic. So when I go to put this on here, of course, it's going to be really, really tight. This leather or whatever material it is, I don't even think it's real leather. It's a really, really sturdy material. It almost doesn't dent at all. Like you kind of have to be doing the most in order to ding it or scratch it. But if you want it to close, just get an elastic and throw it in your bag. When you're out and about and you know you're going to be frequently in it, it shouldn't matter that it doesn't close. I mean, if you have stuff in here, you'll have a little bit of weight and that'll kind of keep it closed. But other than that, I would say just get an elastic for the most part, because no matter what you do, no matter if you take out stuff from these rings, you're still going to have the overhang and you're still going to have the questionable, will it close? Just looking at these two together, these two rings are increasingly different, obviously. These are the 30 millimeter and these are, I don't even know, I think they're like 20 millimeter rings, maybe less than, maybe 19 mm. But they're increasingly small. Also, what I will say is if you put 30 millimeter rings in here, you're going to lose a lot of the space in here because of that. So these rings are a lot higher. So when you go to close this, you essentially lose your hangover, your leather cover space. When you have the smaller rings in here, you have like a little extra space that will go over the rings and allow you to close this. So that's just something to think about. So if you are looking into getting the Moterm planner, like I mentioned, and you want to do this, you want to do that chunky planner type of thing or feel, just note that you will not be able to close this. And what I did to close it is I just got an elastic. I just got a simple elastic and I just throw it around when I want to close it, and when I don't, It is what it is. But yeah, if you thought this video was helpful, please give me a big thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel and you would like to subscribe, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you. If you're returning back, welcome back. As always, I greatly appreciate you. And as always, have a good rest of your weekend, guys. Bye.